Welcome to the Deborah Kennedy Show. Tonight, I'm honored to have the leading plastic surgeon in the country, Dr. Kara Criswell. We're so excited to have you on the set tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, what an honor it is. Last time you were on the show, I know, bestie. I know. It is an honor. Last time you stopped by the set, you were talking about the hopes and the anticipation of getting a fabulous new machine called Ellacor. And soon after that, within a month,
we got it.
You got the machine. Oh my gosh. And you are very good about watching and seeing and watching and seeing. But you saw the results and the future of what this machine could do. Right?
Well, the science behind it really made a lot of sense to both Brian and I. And of all of the modalities we have for facial rejuvenation, one of the ones that we are lacking is a way to remove skin that wasn't surgical. So this is a new, basically a new tool that we have in our armamentarium. It doesn't replace any of the other things that we have, our Halo, our BPL, our Scarlet microneedling, none of those. But it does offer the option of removing skin without surgery.
So would be similar to a lower facelift because you're removing some of the skin on the lower jawline.
So right now it is FDA approved for the lower face and the neck. So that's the areas that we're treating. But the way this is going, there are surgeons, in the country, board certified plastic surgeons that are starting to use it a little bit off-label in some areas that really surgery isn't even an option. Elbows, the little crepiness above your knees. So if someone has a little bit of laxity of their abdominal skin but not quite ready for an abdominoplasty, these are some of those modalities that, yes, it's minimally invasive. So what does that mean? You might need more treatments to get a significant result, but this allows almost no significant downtime and really no pain. I mean,
we're going to talk about I did it. I did it twice. So I want to talk about the percent of skin that can be removed.
So what the developers of this machine figured out is they did multiple cores. So you think of like a punch biopsy if someone has like a lesion, they have to have a punch biopsy, or like let's say you're making cookies and you have a cookie cutter where you're pulling out. So what it does is it takes a full cylinder of skin, so full thickness removal of skin, and they figured out that anything larger than a 22 gauge needle could potentially leave a scar. So they figured out, okay, well now we're going to use a 21 gauge needle, and with each little treatment grid, and that's how it's put down in little grids, you're removing 64 cores. So you have the potential of removing 8% of the skin of any area that you've treated. So let's say you do 8%. You do it again, now you've got 16%. You do it again. So it's just it is something that can be repeated. And some patients we even recommend, hey, listen, plan on 2. Just plan on 2. You're going to see a result after 6 weeks, but there's also things that go on later on down the road with collagen deposition and rebuilding and skin tightening. It's almost like shrink wrapping in the skin. So it's not going to be as significant as doing a facelift or removing centimeters of skin, but it is great for these areas that even when you're doing a facelift, you don't want to pull so tight that you start distorting the anatomy. So I think it's going to be great not only for patients who aren't ready for a facelift yet or want something minimally invasive, but also for my patients that have had a facelift and want something for maintenance.
Right. Well, let's talk about the benefits of it. We know what the machine is, but the benefits are that it gives you more radiant skin. I could tell a huge difference, and we're going to show, and we go to break soon, a video, but I could tell a huge difference in the radiance of skin. I could tell the tightening of the skin, and I could tell that everything was lifted a bit.
And some of the creases, it kind of effaces some of the wrinkles that are there too.
Oh, definitely. I had the little lines, and you notice those when you're doing your makeup in the mornings, and a magnifying mirror decreased by 90%, I would say. So is that the benefits everyone?
I think so, yeah. And I think it does help with some of the jowling. It does help with the laxity of the skin, because you're removing skin. But I think there's also a secondary collagen deposition and remodeling that allows that tightening as well.
So we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
and we're going to show a video of the wonders of Ellacor.
Knowing that Deborah's main concern is kind of her lower face along the jawline, Ellacor is a perfect treatment for this area. So our goal is to really treat some of the nasolabial folds, the marionette lines, some of the crepiness in the corners of her mouth. In addition, it might even shorten the upper lip a little bit and take care of some of the vertical lines. When you're doing surgical facelift, trying to clean up this area of the face sometimes can distort the anatomy of the mouth. That's the great thing about Ellacor, is you can directly treat the areas that are of concern.
Plastic surgeon with the hottest Ellacor in the whole country. This is the hot topic.
Yes.
So we watched the video. So tell us a little bit about what the patient can expect prior to and the recovery time, Ellacor.
So with prior to it, we do your normal skincare routine. We may have you not do your Retin-A products the day or two before. But the whole process is we do everything we can to make sure that the patient is completely comfortable during the procedure. So the patient will come in, their skin will be cleansed. We put on a topical numbing cream. We allow that topical numbing cream to really sit in and allow for, when you come back and do the nerve blocks, that it's really pretty painless to have that. So then you'll do a specific nerve block to try to block the sensory nerves of the face. Once that is kicked in, then we do a tumescent, essentially injecting more local anesthetic underneath the skin of every area that you're treating. So while you're doing the treatment, you're really not feeling anything. I mean,
I want to interject, genius, that there was I thought there was no way there'd be no pain because I watched videos of it, but I didn't want to stop you, but there was absolutely
well, you're pretty tough.
Zero pain.
Yeah,
but go ahead, sorry.
So you really want to make sure that the patient is comfortable during it, so that you can really have a good treatment. You can be a little aggressive with the treatment, and you also want to make sure that they come back if they want another treatment for it. So during the treatment, the little grids are laid down really quickly, and it's a small square. And it's you kind of going through pretty quickly, as you saw in the video. It can be a little bloody, you kind of wiping out the cores, but the cores actually have the machine suctions the cores out. So you're actually seeing them extrude as you're doing the treatment. And then afterwards, you don't want to put too much heavy stuff onto, because you want those little holes to collapse down. So we encourage our patients to use exosomes, some growth factors, but really you just kind of go back to your normal skin routine pretty quickly. So you would plan for, I'd say, maybe 3 to 5 days of social downtime, meaning that you could just go out the next day. You find just might look a little some grid marks on there. But you hope to not have too much bruising, because when you do the tumescent, it has epinephrine that helps kind of constrict the blood vessels to try to minimize bruising for that. But after about 3 days, we say you could put on some good mineral makeup and go.
I will say that there was no way I thought that it wouldn't be 3 weeks of recovery.
Me?
I believed you, but I was when I saw the because it does similar to track marks, like it's track marks, because basically that's what it is.
It is.
But within 4 days, it was like recovery. The first 4 days, you're thinking, there's no way this is going to go away in 4 to 5 days. At the end of that 4th to 5th day, there's nothing, just a tiny little redness. So I could not believe.
Did you have
the
pain
recovery.
afterwards?
No pain.
Great.
There was no pain during, and there was absolutely no pain afterwards. I will say for treatment, for from a machine like that, I was like, there's no way this is not going to be painful. The recovery is going to be painful. Nothing.
It's remarkable how of a significant removal of skin you're doing without having a prolonged healing period and without having discomfort during or after. It's remarkable. I don't think there's much else. Yeah,
it's a miracle. So how often a patient comes in, she has 1 or 2 or even 3. How long will those last, and when does she need to revisit again?
I mean, I would say that after one treatment, you really should give it 4 to 6 weeks to see what it does, so to see if you even want that second one or when you want to space that out. So 6 weeks is kind of where we're saying you can have the second one at that. And I think it's up to the patient. I mean, it's not like where you're going to see a difference. And so if you want more of a difference, then you do another treatment.
Right. I will have to say my fabulous makeup artist, Chris, she soon after, it was probably a good 6 to 8 weeks after the second one. She was like, oh my gosh, it's 5 to 7 years difference in the texture of your skin, the lifting of the skin. So that's what you want. You want to see a difference. You visibly want to look that your makeup looks different, your texture looks different, and you look lifted and fresh. And that's the whole. It's like a mini facelift, I think.
It's really great.
Yes,
It
is. What has been the most pleasant experience that the office has found with Ellacor?
Well, I think what it has done is given us something to treat patients who have kind of this focused area that really you can laser, you can microneedle, you can allow a good change with some of these other modalities, but to actually remove skin from these areas it's just been really great for some of these patients where even if they've had a facelift, sometimes you don't want to distort their mouth. You've seen it. You've seen the bad facelift.
Yeah, it's really bad. Too tight. Distorted.
So this allows really aggressive treatments of those areas that you can't distract by pulling elsewhere. And it also allows an aggressive treatment on the lower face that can be combined with our other modalities. So if you want to do a halo with that to treat the other areas, to help with pigmentation, pore size, texture issues, this is something that can be done pretty quickly after. So I think, or before even.
Right. Well, thank you for stopping by the set. I want to give you just a moment of thanking you because you are a woman that just touches other women. You are so approachable, you're so smart, you're so genius, yet you care about so many other women and lift them up and protective of other women. And to be so successful, that is a moment. So I'm honored that you stopped by. I'm honored that you're my friend. I'm honored that you're in our area and that you picked Charlotte as your home.
Oh, thank you.
So you are the best of the best, girl.
Well, I'm honored that my patients trust me. So I'm honored to be able to care for the people in my community.
Thank you, Dr. Kara Criswell. Dr. Kara Criswell, check out the Ellacor machine. The video speaks volumes for the results and for the after effects and for the surgeons that offer the service.
If you are in the fashion, art, or entertainment industry and would like to be a guest on The Deborah Kennedy Show, just go to DeborahKennedyShow.com and you could be a guest just like me.
Tonight, I have a very special guest, a former Miss North Carolina, McKenzie Jade, entrepreneur now, moving on up, girl. It's such an honor to have you on the set tonight.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I'm excited.
Oh, I have just read your bio and followed you, and I'm just in awe of you. You do so many amazing things.
Thank you.
You're making a difference in the world.
Try.
We talked earlier about your little pageant history, and girl, you have done the things.
Thank you. I have
done
tried,
the things.
for sure.
So, and all of it ties together. You were a professional dancer. You're a cheerleader. So it all all ties together, right?
Absolutely. The world is small, but the dance and pageant industry is very large, and so I feel like everybody kind of gets involved in one way or another.
Well, and let's not forget, you were the talent winner at Miss America, the talent winner. So I'm assuming you danced.
I did.
Yes.
I did not do anything
Tell
else.
us about that moment.
Well, it was really an interesting moment at Miss America for sure, because you watch it on TV for so many years. I had only been to Miss America one time, and so I had only seen the stage one time. And what you see on TV or on YouTube is very different than what you experience. And I remember the first time that we walked out for talent rehearsal, I felt like I was like an astronaut on the moon, and I kissed the stage, and we got a really cool picture of it. But it was very surreal to even practice on the stage. And then I remember whenever it came to that night, I was so nervous, only because I had dreamt of dancing on the stage for so many years, and then for it to finally come to fruition, I was so excited to walk out there. I was so jittery and nervous, but I could hear my mom screaming for me in the crowd, and I feel like it just kind of calmed my nerves. Oh yeah, I feel like it just calmed my nerves a little bit just to hear like my North Carolina people, And so I don't know. I got through that 90 seconds, and whenever I finished, I was just like, wow. I just did it. It was a crazy experience.
What a moment. And then you come home and you're this national talent winner and you've competed, and then the moment, and then you have your year, you reign. And then what people don't realize is like it's kind of a stepping stone to what you want to do.
Right.
And it's a quick window because your life is mandated.
Oh yeah.
By your schedule, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I was 21 whenever I was Miss North Carolina, and I know, I went to Miss America in September, and so I still had a whole, I don't even know how many months that is, till June,
Right.
Until I gave up my title, and everybody just kept asking me, what are you going to do next? And I really didn't have like a set in stone plan. I had attended UNC Charlotte, and I was starting communications in my degree, but after Miss North Carolina, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and so I kind of took some time for myself, and I taught dance at a dance studio that I grew up at in Charlotte, and I loved it so much. And then an opportunity just kind of presented itself, and honestly just kind of fell in my lap, and it was something that I had thought about doing and dreamt about doing. I just never really thought it would ever happen. And so owning McKenzie Jade's kind of just happened. And so that was the biggest thing that could have happened next in my life. So that was an exciting next step after being Miss North Carolina, because typically, it's either you do a lot after being Miss North Carolina with what you did as Miss NC, or you go in a completely different direction and you continue to do something that Miss North Carolina, propelled you to do, but in a different direction. And so
right. A lot of people will go on and do a dance career.
Right.
Or Broadway. But I
Right.
love what you did because it uses your business acumen,
Yes.
just a lot of that. So we're going to take a quick break and watch a video of you.
Okay, fabulous.
Let's watch our video of Mackenzie as she performs.
Golden, golden, golden as I open my eyes, hold it, focus, so you wait for me in the sky. You're so golden. You're so golden. You're so golden. Not in my head, and I know that you're scared because hearts get
And now we're back with Mackenzie Jade. Oh, what amazing footage, girl. What a moment in time.
Literally. A lifetime ago.
Not that long ago.
It feels like it.
Rewind. So I love that you ventured into something huge, pageant, prom, bridal shop.
Yes.
That is a big task to
Yes.
tackle.
Oh, yeah. Every
So you said that's where the path led you to. Tell me the biggest joy you get from owning a shop.
Sure.
And the biggest challenge.
Oh, there's a lot of both. Well, I mean, really the reason that I started the store was because, I remember whenever I was shopping for my prom dress, I would scroll through websites of the designers for hours every night and just think, which one do I want to wear to prom, or which one do I want to wear for my next pageant? And so I remember those feelings very, very clearly and distinctly. And so, it was something that I've always enjoyed and loved about fashion, But then whenever I was Miss North Carolina, I had so many wonderful sponsors who would dress me all year long, and they would make me feel like a true queen, not only just because I was wearing a crown, but because they just genuinely really wanted me to feel good and look good. And so I was Miss Mecklenburg County. It was right before I won Miss North Carolina, and I had this idea. I was in an interview coaching session with one of my coaches, and I just said it. And she was like, oh my gosh, you want to own a dress store? That's awesome. Let's talk about it. And I had never really talked about it. And the only thing I could keep thinking about was how dresses made me feel. And so one of the biggest joys that I have whenever I work at the store is that truly I get to give those girls those same experiences and that same feeling, where it's every dress that a girl picks out at McKenzie Jade's is for a special occasion. And so it's something that they're going to remember for forever. I know there's a lot of dresses that, I wore that I look back on and I'm like, that's very dated. But I felt so important and so special. And so that's what I want to give the girls. And so that's my biggest joy.
How amazing, because, there's such a difference in your prom dress and the pageant dress is so important. I mean, we know that. And then, of course, the bridal. Is it a third?
Well, I mean, there's I don't know. I mean, the prom...
Your inventory is more...
Yes, prom is a bigger volume. And so, we definitely have a lot more prom dresses than anything else in the store, but prom carries over to formal wear as well. Right. And so, like galas, NASCAR banquets, red carpet events. We dressed a really cool girl named Ohavia for the Grammys this year. And so it's really interesting what the prom dresses get to travel into, aside from just prom. But then, of course, we do sell a lot of different pageant pieces, and we have a lot of wedding dresses. And so our prom dresses even transpire over into reception dresses for brides. Right. So it's really fun.
So tell me about the outfit for the Oscar.
It was really cool. She just...
Oscar nominee? Was she a nominee or attendee?
No, she was an attendee. But we actually dressed her for her surprise engagement. I dressed her for the Grammys. I dressed Hardy, I don't know if you listen to country music, but his wife for the CMAs. They weren't married yet. And how
did you get that honor?
I just messaged her on Instagram. I literally just reached out and said, hey girl, the typical hey girl message. And it was like, I know that you probably get a lot of messages like this, but if you ever need a dress, let me know. And she reached out and said, absolutely. And we kind of just went back and forth about some dresses. And then my friend Courtney is marrying Cole Swindell, and so we dressed her for the CMAs. There's just been some really cool opportunities. I've dressed Miss America, Miss USA, Miss America's Teen, Miss Teen USA. I've dressed some really cool people, so it's a really neat experience to get to do.
How exciting. Do you put the pictures on the walls? Like
we
the
do.
Celebrity
we
wall?
We do. Yes. Well, they're all on Instagram, but it isn't.
That's the celebrity wall.
Yes,
now,
that is the celebrity wall.
Yes, of course.
Yes, it is cute. In the store, we have on our prom floor, we have all of our first year prom girls up on the wall in pictures. So it's really sweet.
I love it. So if I would ask you, girl, you're a pageant girl, you love interview. What would you want your legacy to be? Like, you're doing amazing things. I mean, to be in the Miss America, walk away with the Talent Award, all the pageants you've done, all the success you had prior to being 21 years old. And now you have this amazing shop. So what would you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, that's such a nice little pageantry question.
It is.
Talking about a legacy is really hard just because you just don't know, what the future holds. But I do feel like one of the greatest things about McKenzie Jade's is how it makes girls feel. And so I would want the legacy to continue that, maybe one day my future daughter or, somebody that is a relative or something takes over McKenzie Jade's, but continues that same aspect. I never want it to turn into only a business where we're just selling dresses and just trying to get them out the door and collect the cash. I really want it to continue to stay about the experiences. And, we sell to little girls. We have little pageant girls. I'd love for them to continue to stay shopping at McKenzie Jade's all the way till they get their wedding dress or they dress their daughters for prom. I want it to continue to be a legacy of shoppers at McKenzie Jade's.
I love it. It's about the experience and how you make them feel.
Absolutely.
It was such an honor to have
Thank
you.
you.
You're just a beautiful soul.
Thank you
Beautiful
for
on
having
the
me.
outside.
Oh, thank you very much.
But just McKenzie, so beautiful on the inside. So thank you so much for what you do for the Carolinas and how you touch lives.
Absolutely. I need to get you in a dress sometime.
You do. Thank you, gorgeous.
Thank you.
McKenzie Jade. Her legacy will be how she made others feel. How do you make others feel? Let's make a difference today.
To view this entire episode or to view other past episodes, please visit our podcast site at DeborahKennedyShow.com. You can view the complete episodes right on the website or subscribe to the show via iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. Thanks for watching.
I'm Valerie from V Faith Yoga, and today I'm going to show you how to twist it out with 3 twisting poses. So twisting poses are really good to exercise your spine and to twist out those organs and massage your organs. So it's good for your digestive system, and it's also good to stretch out those muscles in your upper and your lower spine. So the first twist that we're going to do, we're just going to inhale through our nose and lengthen our spine. On the exhale, just twist your body to the right. This is called easy twist. Send your gaze out over your right shoulder. So just feel that nice, gentle twist in your left side body. Good. Coming back to center. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Let's do the other side. Exhale, twist to your right, sending your gaze over your right shoulder. Good. Coming back to center. So this is one twist that you can do. You can hold here for a few breaths, or you can do that several times on each side. Another twist that you can do is you can turn yourself around on the mat. Put your legs straight out in front of you. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Take your right sole of your foot and put it on the outside of your left thigh. So you have this nice long spine here. And take your left elbow and put it on the outside of your right knee. You want your hand nice and straight, fingertips pointed up toward the sky, and then just use the pressure from your elbow into your knee to twist your body around, sending your gaze over your right shoulder. So just twisting here. You can use your breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Good. Coming back into center here, we're going to do the other side. So we'll take our left foot on the outside of our right thigh and take our right elbow on the outside of our left knee. Again, you have this nice straight fingertips here. Your left hand is behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, use your breath to twist your body, sending your gaze over your left shoulder. Good, just twist it out. Again, you can stay here for a few breaths if you'd like. And then coming back to center, we're going to bring our feet back in front of us, coming into this nice staff pose. Now the last one that I'm going to show you is we're going to work our way onto our hands and knees. So on our hands and knees here, your hands are shoulder distance apart, your knees are hip distance apart. And from here, you're just going to rise that right hand up toward the sky, open your chest, feeling this twist and this opening of your chest here. On the exhale, you're going to come back down. Inhale your left hand up toward the sky. Twist your body. Really open your chest here. And exhale, come back down. Again, you can do that a few times, or you can hold each side for several breaths. So I hope this helps you twist it out. And thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.
Created to